All right. GM. We are back. It's Tuesday, January 27th. And if you don't know about this project that's making a lot of noise on the seeker phone, well, today you will seek and find out. My man, Ryan, how are you today? What is going on? How you feeling? I know that you guys are like crazy right now in the studio with everything going on. But tell me, man, outside of all that, how are things going?
Things doing really great. I'm super excited to be here. That's the first thing. And CFL has been it's been a great journey. The past year or like past month, I would say. It's been crazy. We got name dropped by Tolly on stage at Breakpoint. We also got name dropped by Amit and also by Mike. I mean, we got all the love from Solana Mobile because we've been like very like hyper focused on Seeker, and that will be continuing till till the end of time, I would say. But yeah, super excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Look, congratulations. I mean, at the end of the day, congrats on everything you guys. I know you guys have been OG building, and I think it's really cool to see the success to where you guys are today. But I know before we even get started, people are already asking me, what's crypto fight? What is crypto fantasy league? What does it all mean? Like, tell us all about it. So, I gotta see my grandmother later on today. Give me what exactly it's gonna mean, what do I need to tell her in 30 seconds? What crypto fantasy league is?
Of course. Crypto Fantasy League. I know it's a very wordy name. We just call it CFL these days. CFL basically is fantasy sports for crypto tokens. So you would imagine like you're drafting a we call it token squad, but it's essentially a portfolio consisting up to like 5 tokens. I say up to because you can obviously pick just like 2 or 3 tokens. It's up to you, and then you can compete against other people based on the PNL itself. Like you don't have to actually like buy or hold the token. A little teaser. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but currently, since I'm only saying token, but obviously we're planning to expand more into other assets, and like stocks, commodities. Gold has been going up and up, and silver just hit all-time high. So that's also like one asset that you can kind of like draft or pick on CFL, but that's essentially it. It's fantasy sports for crypto tokens.
Dude, how do you even like get started with something like what was the idea behind CFL? Like, was there something like you guys were kind of testing or playing with, or like, I mean, just the thought process? I mean, I get it, but how do you get to I get it?
Yeah, funny story. Actually, we started with the idea of meme coin index. That's kind of like the first idea way even before CFL. And then we kind of like it's actually a hackathon project. For those who doesn't know, or who don't know, we started at the Sonic Mobius hackathon. And then at the time, the idea was the initial thinking was we want to build an index. Like there's no index that works, and but that we thought again, like if like up till now there's no such like index or indices that works, maybe there's something that we don't know, so we don't want to play around that. We don't want to take that risk, so we say like, okay, how about we take it further by gamifying it. That's kind of like how we can like hook all demographics, I would say. I mean, a lot of people play games, and there's a lot of intersection between like crypto users and gamers. So that's kind of like our way of thinking. And then from there, we just kind of like iterate with different versions, different game modes, and then now actually we have 5 different game modes that you can like pick from. I mean, essentially the kind of like the core concept is still the same, but it has like different risk profile depending on the entry fee that you like, or like how long you want to get your match gonna be. Yeah, but that's kind of like the initial idea. It was index, and then we tried gamified it, and there it is, CFL.
Yeah, and I have a question for you there because like at first you were kind of building this for kind of traders, but degens, and now it's really kind of like gamers, like hardcore sports fan type thing, and now degen traders. How are you like navigating so many different audiences? And we've seen in Web3, it's been the toughest thing to do, but you guys are having a lot of success with it. What do you think it is that you guys have that secret recipe or the formula that is bringing that success?
I would say the number one kind of like contribution to our success for now would be our distribution channel, which is Solana Mobile Seeker. And it has been our focus since day one, since after we won the Colosseum Hackathon. We got listed even way before the phone got shipped. And then Sika has been a very good kind of like way for us to be noticed because actually like around 58% of our total users, which is around like 18.3K players are from Seekers. They because I think like the behavior of the Seeker phone owners, like they're actively looking for something to do with their phone. And fortunately, we can retain them to keep playing. And of course, the whole kind of like the game loop and plus the incentive kind of like hook everyone up until now.
Yeah, I think that like especially after this past couple of weeks with the gacha coin, I think like you definitely have everybody hooked and everybody downloading to find out more. Maybe walk us through the gacha coin. I know that you guys have some alpha here, like and what it's doing. I mean, you know, the gacha coin I think might be something that is a forever play now based on the way that I've been seeing everybody react. But I'll let you tell us like how the mechanics are gonna work and what do you think of it?
Yes, this campaign is actually one of our biggest campaign. I actually prepared this like a few months before. I think since back in October, but we've been like sidelined. But thankfully, we eventually released it on 19th January, right before like I think like 12 hours before the Seeker airdrop. So basically, if you own a Seeker phone, go check your wallet. You'll have a gacha coin NFT there that kind of like represents your ownership of one free gacha coin that you can use to spin the gacha machine inside CFL app. So go download it. You get a free gacha coin, and then you can get prices from the prize pool that has like around 40K US dollars worth of prizes. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. And then we actually have 3 tiers of gacha machine, each cost differently. And then since you get one for free from the airdrop, obviously, you can also get more from running a bunch of different missions, and then also inviting other Seekers users that you know are not registered yet on CFL. And then from there, you can rack those coins up, get more prizes. We have a lot of partners. We actually have like 25 partners sponsoring this gacha machine. We got Monkey DAO, we got Dcharge, Solana ID, Cloud, and a bunch of like Lynch Finance and other like apps that is also on the dApp store. So do definitely check your wallet, download our app, and get the free prizes, I'd say.
Yeah, bro. I need to figure
Yes,
out.
that is
I need to
it.
figure out. You know, hey, I gotta get in. Look, man. I love the excitement around it. I love that everybody's kind of really coming together and checking out what you're building with CFL, especially with the Gacha coin. I think it's something that's really kind of bringing more people to find out. Hey, what is this? But let me ask you maybe a founder question here. Like, what do you think's been the most difficult part about building, especially a CFL? And like now that you have this attention with the Gacha coin, what is one thing that you're really kind of, hey man, trying to figure out how to get it to the next level or next step? You know, retention being probably I think the biggest question, right? I think every founder, especially in crypto, we know, hey, we could attract users. Retaining the users is probably the toughest part in crypto. What's maybe that one thing right now that you guys are really focusing on?
We're working on, actually, this is something that nobody knows, not public yet. So it's really kitchen secret right here. So we're working on a bunch of different modes that kind of like expand more from what we have right now. So if you already like what we have, you'll definitely love what we're gonna have in the future. I would say in terms of like kind of like retention, the hardest part will be getting out of kind of like the incentive hell, I would say, like keep incentivizing these players. But we'll definitely keep doing that. We will keep finding a way to keep incentivizing, be that from our revenue share, or from the STR drop. We're actually planning to airdrop all of our dev allocation as a reward. That's another alpha. It's not public.
Yeah,
And
I gotta have you on the show once a week, man. All this alpha, holy crap, man.
and then another thing I would say, iteration. We always build by listening to our the feedback from our top players, of all the players. They always have something to say. We are kind of like our way of developing would be give them something they don't know they want, and then once they get it, they will know exactly what they want out of that. That they can help you kind of like improve from that. So I'll say returning these people is just really listening to them, giving what they want, and then just keep improving from there.
Yeah. I think that listening, understanding user behavior is probably one other thing that in crypto we've done a not great job of, right? I think, man, it's definitely, and look, it is tough, right? Building, especially in the crypto space, we're working with a percentage of budgets compared to the Web2 space that have unlimited, marketing support, unlimited paychecks or bank accounts to sometimes get some of these bigger names that we see and that we're competing with at the end of the day. What do you think there from a user behavior, from what you guys are learning? What's been one thing that's really surprised you guys, and maybe even more have said to yourselves, like, we need to double down to keep exploring this?
Um, I would say this is like very obvious, but kind of like would be unsustainable to some project if you don't have kind of like the kind of like the loop in place. That is incentive. Like people play these games. Initially, we don't want to embrace it, but right now that is kind of like the theory that we work kind of like working on. Giving this incentive to people, but then again, we have to kind of like have that loop where we can sustain those incentive, I would say. And then in terms of like kind of like user behavior, human are very competitive. That's one thing that we found out from these games. Like we have a
And
bunch of
in,
different leader.
and in crypto, they
Yes.
don't like to lose either. So
Yes. It's kind of like double the competitiveness. And then they, even outside of monetary value, it's their ego. It's just kind of like how they wanna feel like they're winning, they're the champion. So we have like kind of like our way to support that is to, we have like a bunch of different leaderboards. We have weekly leaderboards. We're giving like 3K a week. We also have like a daily leaderboards. Two modes we're giving out like 100 daily, and then we have one new modes where we're giving out like 500 daily. And then on top of that, we have a bunch of different frames like you can equip on your avatar to kind of like show that you've won a monthly championship. It kind of like shows your position in the game, like you're a champion, you're someone who used to win against all of these players that have participated in the monthly championship, I would say. But yeah, those behavior that we found out, like okay, we have to kind of like make them feel happy playing this, not just kind of like just focusing on the profit. Well, profit is always number one, but then again, those little things, those little details that we kind of like really pay attention and double down on.
yeah, I think it made me start thinking of like, what that onboarding looks like for you guys, and then what is the retention there, because you're talking about these user behaviors of like, hey, almost like how do they spend, right? Like what are they spending within the game? What's that loop look like in order to keep this going? Because it's kind of what you're almost portraying for me. What is, with that said, like what is that onboarding looking like right now, especially with being on Solana mobile, right? You're going straight after a niche users. But is it possible to also maybe even expand to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store? Like, is there a roadmap there that you're saying, man, if we nail this correctly, we understand these user behaviors, onboarding being the biggest thing in crypto, right? I mean, we know that normies don't want to know what the wallet is, the seed phrase, the whole nine, right? And the Secret Phone has done a phenomenal job at helping on board, right? I mean, it's all on the phone. What are your thoughts there?
Yes. Actually, there's one interesting fact. Some of our power users who are Seeker owners, they're like very new to crypto world. So that's I have to like give props to the Solana mobile team for getting them on board. They're like your regular person that you see on your daily life. Like I have one power users that is a mailman, and then there are other people who's not even into crypto. They just bought the phone because they're interested, and then they got hooked on CFL. And in terms of expanding outside mobile seeker, yes, that is in the roadmap. We want to go to the Play Store, to the App Store. We kind of like want to target more people outside the small niche that we have. I said small because I mean relatively it's kind of small. And we kind of also want to go outside the distribution of X or Twitter. Like there's a lot of like players that we think that we can acquire from, let's say, Reddit or even Facebook. Those people that like hardcore fantasy sport fans, or like just your regular trader, like Web2 trader, a traditional finance trader. So those are kind of like the road that we will take in the future. That's everything's all in the roadmap, but obviously, currently we're still very much focused on Seeker, hence the
Yeah.
Gacha coin.
Yeah, and I think like with the rise of prediction markets, right? Like with the rise of prediction markets, I think you guys are very much aligning, the exact, like kind of like if you put two highways together, it's very much running in parallel, and it's really great to see. And it's almost wondering, will we see any prediction markets in CFL almost, does that come is that something that's possibly down on the roadmap? Because I think when you look at it, how many people out of it are playing CFL, and then how many people are on the sidelines kind of just watching as well,
Yes. Integrating prediction market on CFL is something that we've probably discussed more than we like, seeing how the trend is going. But we kind of want to it's the same highway, but we kind of want to stay in our lane. We kind of want to focus on the trading side of things, and then seeing what Kalshi is doing, Polymarket doing with the whole prediction market sector. We were thinking of doing that. To be honest with you, there's a discussion how we can kind of like connect the dots between prediction markets, CFL, and the World Cup. But we haven't really found like a solution that kind of like makes sense, and kind of like what can we bring that is different to your regular prediction market. We don't want to just hop in the pool and just be the same as everyone else. So yeah, it's definitely something that we need to put more thoughts on.
Yeah. Look, and the World Cup is around the corner too, and it's such a great event. It's here in America, and so I think that there's such an opportunity to capture definitely a lot of people that are curious about crypto, and I think that's it right there. Is people are curious about crypto. They want to learn and know more about it. They're seeing it, headlines. There's a lot of things, and hopefully there's also some sort of legislation to help with the push forward to all of this. I think with the Seeker phone and everything that's happening with the Seeker phone, especially right now. If those that are watching this and seeing it, it's half off right now using the SKR token. So make sure you head over to the website. If you have any normie friends that you want to throw them a phone, well, this is your opportunity to definitely check out CFL. Look, Ryan, back to CFL, back to the tournaments. What are we looking at tournaments for the next 30 to 60 days, 90 days? What is something, or the call to action here to those that are watching that are looking to get in CFL? What would be their best way to get involved in CFL? And what is the best way to kind of get the 411 to be able to be competitive in the game?
Yeah. First thing first, of course, claim your gacha coin if you own a Seeker. Even if you don't, you can invite other Seeker users, new Seeker users, and get one yourself. And then you can also get from completing missions. I would say that is the kind of like the first thing you should do. And then right after that, right now we're actually having a bracket style tournament. We call it a FOMC Cup, because as everyone may know here, 28th, they're gonna have the FOMC announcement. We kind of like coincide the final of that bracket at the same time of the announcement, so the market will be volatile. And then we have, that is like kind of like our monthly championship. And next month, obviously it's the Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year. We will also be doing something special there. And then leading up to the World Cup, we have so much planned. There's gonna be, oh man, I don't really want to say this, but I mentioned like we're gonna expand more into like other assets. So we're doing, I call it NCFL, like the Solana got the NCMO, non-CMO. This is the non-crypto fantasy league. So basically, it's a competition where you just draft everything but crypto tokens. So stocks, commodities, I don't know, maybe like indexes of stocks, those kind of things. That is something that we are planning right now. So thankfully, if you want to play, if you want to get huge prizes, we are actually planning to do like huge in terms of prizes. And what else? Yeah, just play, and then stay tuned for all of those, everything that leading up to World Cup.
The call to action for partners that want to get involved, since CFL is very heavy in partnerships, especially I think you just mentioned over 20 of them are involved in the gacha coin. What is that message, and what does that look like? The exposure that they're getting with CFL, and why should someone send you a DM right now that's watching, that's on BD from another game or another project and saying, okay, we need to get involved?
Yes. So we if you're on, this is for those dApps that listed on the dApp store. We got 18.3K Seeker users that is registered on CFL. That's one thing. But in total, we got like around 34K ish total registered users. So that's kind of like the high level view of exposure that you can get. And also we like the NFTs, the gacha coin that we had. It's forever be in their wallet. So as you can see, the NFTs, it's a gift. It's looping through all of our partners. So your branding will stay there forever. It's non-transferable. We made it impossible for the users to transfer it out. That's also one exposure that you can get. And then in the app itself, there's a bunch of like different opportunities for you to kind of like do a product placement. I'm not advertising this, but like we can do a lot of stuff. If you just go to CFL.fun, there's a bunch of different things that you can kind of like, if you want to propose something, my DMs are open. And if you think of something cool, anything, basically just talk to me. I'm very open. We're very open. We are here to help any project if even if you're starting out. But yeah, my DMs are open for any kind of partnerships.
Yeah, look, and if the people are asking how to get the jersey, I don't know, man. I'll tell anybody there right now that's watching this. I saw him at Breakpoint. I asked him for a jersey, and he ran away from me when I asked him for a jersey. So if anybody needs a jersey, I don't know, send him a DM. Hopefully he sends you one, but I can't guarantee you. Look, Ryan, I think it's been really cool to hear kind of the story. It's really cool to see the success on Seeker and really kind of like the action that's going to be happening. $1 million question for you. What's the team that you're rooting for in the World Cup?
I don't want to pick sides here. I wish my country gonna be participating, but yeah, if my country is there, I'll be there. But if not, I'll say Argentina. Big Messi fan.
All right, there you go, guys. Now you know the crypto fantasy league.
That's personal. That's personal to me.
It's being set here live on the show. Oh man, look, it's been really cool to see everything. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for everything you guys are building. Thank you for coming on. What's the plug? Where do we find you on Twitter? What's the website on the App Store called Crypto Fantasy League? Give us the plug.
Yes, you can find us our Twitter at cfl.fun. It's all spelled out, cfl.fun. And then the website is also cfl.fun, but the dot is actual dot, not dot. I know it's a bit confusing, but yeah. And then you can download our app on the App Store, and soon, hopefully soon, on the Play Store or the App Store.
That's the alpha right there. Hopefully soon. What do you think, like navigating on those applications, being crypto? What's your like thought, or like how are you guys looking at that? I know that's just like something that we know are easing up on crypto, and maybe even like easing up on the way that it's being kind of like presented as well.
Yes, we're seeing like a few similar apps like CFL got listed on the Play Store. I mean, Play Store is obviously easier than the App Store, but we're seeing like a few apps that is like very similar to CFL got listed got approved by the App Store. So it's looking very bright. Hopefully, it'll be much easier by the time we're ready to be deployed there. But yeah, I'm very positive on getting it listed soon. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, once again, appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna go check out my gotcha coin now. You'll see me in the game in a little bit. You'll probably see me in the leaderboard soon. Once I'm in, man, I'll probably be like the top player in there. So anybody that's watching, y'all better watch out right now because I'm coming.
This is what I'm talking